Action.
We're back.
Duck's out.
Duck's gone. He's had enough. We're back. We're in a new city. We're in a new studio, and this is the first video we're shooting in this studio.
Yeah, that's kind of exciting.
Kind of exciting.
Kind of looks like the old studio there.
That was the idea.
I mean, the old home.
That's the idea.
Yeah, it's very similar.
Well, it's not the old home. We still have it.
We do still have it.
I think we talked about this on this channel.
Yeah, we alluded to it in the last couple of episodes, I think.
So we've moved to Sydney, and we've built a new studio. We kind of wanted to separate work from life a bit more. So about 6 months ago, Caitlin actually came up with the idea of coming to Sydney. We were always coming down here.
We work with a lot of people based in Sydney, so it was a lot of travel back and forth for both of us.
Yeah.
And we both kind of missed being in a city. We
Yeah.
were in Melbourne for 7 years. You've kind of always been in cities.
Yeah, Sunny Coast is pretty slow. And I love the Sunny Coast, but
It is great.
it's very different to a city. So I kind of needed some more inspiration as well. It was like, it's really helpful being around like a really thriving hospitality community. Sydney's kind of firing at the moment. You know, the restaurant scene is really cool here at the moment. And then also having access to ingredients and having access to like the Sydney fish market, which is like one of the, well, it's the best fish market in this country, that's for sure. It's massive. Yeah, lots of reasons kind of brought us here. So, been a big project. Caitlin's been the one that's dealt with it all.
Yeah, this has been my life for the past 6 months. And very much, which is why we kind of took a break from this channel. It's been pretty full on for the past 6 weeks and getting this, moving here and getting this all set up and ready to go to start shooting this week. Yeah, but we are back and we've seen your DMs and we've spoken to some of you in person, and we know that you missed this channel, so we are bringing it back. It's just in, I guess, a new location.
New location, yeah. I think it'll not change necessarily. I think the default will be the kind of traditional thing that we've done in the back of house for the last few months, which is I'll cook a dish, we'll have a chat, and I think maybe next week. So if you want questions, especially about the Sydney move, then drop them in the comments now, and we'll try and get to a few of them next week. But and then I think we'll morph it into other stuff as well. Who knows what will happen? You know, one of the other main reasons we moved to Sydney is because we really feel like it was time to start growing the team again, and I think the talent pool here was a lot better. So. It was with great sadness that Mitch and Daz left working with us. And we want to thank Mitch and Daz for all the work that they did for us. It was incredible. They really kind of jumped on board and did everything and anything that needed to happen.
Yeah.
But they made the decision that they didn't want to move to Sydney, and they've,
fair enough.
Which is fair enough. And we love them and support them. Mitch and Daz were good friends of ours before they started working with us. So we were always going to love them and support them no matter what they did. So.
And they're going to head off traveling, so I'm sure they're going to be having some great adventures overseas, Europe, Canada. Yeah,
so if you don't follow them, their Instagrams will be linked below. Go give them a follow, because they, I'm sure they'll make content on their travels. It probably won't be food content, because they...
Sorry, Mitch and Daz, if you didn't want to plug, you are getting it, and you'll probably get an influx of new followers. But yeah, they were a big part of this channel the last couple of years, so it's very sad to see them go. But excited for whatever they have next, and excited to have some new team members.
Yes.
One in which Thiago is behind the cameras today. I'm sure
Thiago.
you'll be introduced to him and the other team members along the way.
Yeah.
Yes,
we've got Thiago on the cameras. Aiden's come on board to help me kind of manage and run this whole thing from a content perspective, and then Sarah starts with us tomorrow. Sarah was going to help me run this whole kitchen space, because for the last 3 years I've done it all. I've started making the videos, editing them, filming them, all that stuff, and doing everything else. Then Mitch came on board and he took over the videography and editing. And then Caleb come on board, he does the editing. Caleb has stayed with us. Caleb and his wife have moved down to Sydney.
I think they're actually
driving right now. So that's really cool that they've come down. And then for the last 2 years, I've kind of done all the cooking and some of the dishes. Daz did a lot of dishes too. But Sarah's come on board to help me deal with the food side of things.
Yeah, but buy and prep some ingredients and
Yeah. It'll still definitely be Andy Cook's. Don't worry. I'm not, you're not getting rid of me that easily. But I think as this business has morphed into a business, it's been really crazy to understand kind of how much work goes into it.
Yeah.
So it's nice to get some help, which means I shouldn't burn out, and we can continue doing this for forever, hopefully.
Yeah, and Duck's still with us as well. Duck made the trip down to Sydney, so I'm sure he was on the floor before he's moved away, so he'll be in and out of videos.
What are you looking forward to the most being in Sydney more, Caitlin?
Eating out a lot. The cheap eats, I think there was maybe 1 or 2 cheap eats that we'd go to way too much on the sunny coast, because that's all there really was, but there's endless options here.
Yeah.
So every day we're kind of getting new lunch, new dinner, exploring new places. So that's what I'm excited for. What about you?
Similar, I think. It's the obvious one, right? The food. And I had a kangaroo mortadella sandwich for lunch today from a great sandwich shop down the road here. And I think having new team members as well, having some new people have some input, and hanging out with some new people, and having a separate work from home. That'll be nice.
Yeah, it does get old pretty quick working in the place that you live, because you just don't.
You just never switch off. But ready for the next chapter.
And we wanted to obviously introduce the studio and show you around. And so, you'll see obviously change in video soon, different set, different kitchen. This is why. So I'm going to show you around the studio. We've got this set and then a test kitchen next door that I'll show you around. And you don't need me for that, so I'm going to go.
You can shoot off.
I'll be back.
Okay. So this is what we're calling the main studio, and it's designed and set up just like a home kitchen, and that's the idea. It's like, the goal of all the stuff that we do is, just inspire people to cook better food at home, from the viewpoint of someone that's been a professional chef for like 25 years. So this is kind of the core of what we do. So same setup as before. We've got a gas hob because the inductions are really loud, annoyingly. So we use a gas hob. We have an extraction above, which you don't ever really need to see. And then same as before in the Sunshine Coast, all my shelving back here is open, and we'll be able to kind of put prep in behind here, or ingredients and stuff that I'm going to use to make filming a lot easier. Fridge on this side, sink back here. It all works. It's not a set, it's all working and operating stuff. And then an oven down the end, and the world famous KitchenAid evergreen mixer that everyone loves. I love it too, but it's always kind of crazy how many people comment on that wooden bowl mixer. So that's the main set. And then let's go next door and we'll show you what we're calling my test kitchen, which is really exciting. So this is my test kitchen. So this is where we will test products and test recipes and get ready for shooting in the main studio next door. So we'll be able to keep it cleaner. We'll be able to do more than one shoot in a day, because we can kind of get stuff ready here while I'm shooting next door, and then swap it out over lunch or before or after the shoot. We will shoot content in here as well, YouTube videos in here as well, but there'll be probably, I guess, like geekier YouTube videos where I'm kind of diving into an ingredient or diving into a recipe I haven't driven into before, or taking some inspiration from like my time running restaurants. I guess this is the hence the term test kitchen. So everything's stainless steel, got a big island bench here with drawers underneath it. We will be using induction in the side. There's no gas on the sides. We have a big kind of commercial oven. It's not a fancy commercial oven. It's not like a convection oven. It's just your standard commercial oven, but it means it's bigger, so we can put bigger stuff in there if I'm trying to test things. And then we will use the Breville commercial inductions over here. So we'll have to figure out, that's your problem, Thiago, how to deal with the audio on that one. And then wooden chopping boards, and then this is kind of still a work in progress. All these shelves are empty at the moment, but this is where we'll store most of our ingredients, when we can kind of keep ingredients that are hard to get. Then on this side, all our crockery, all our cooking gear, so carbon steel pans, stainless steel pans, all the stainless steel pots and trays, all that stuff here. Over this side we have commercial, well not commercial, but they are commercial fridge and freezer. Not that they're any different to any other fridge and freezer, they're just bigger and a bit louder, to be perfectly honest. And we've got all this shelf here. One thing about creating food content for a living is that you often end up with like random things that I love them, right? Like I like collecting this stuff. Interesting pans for certain recipes. This is a pan that we use for making hoppers, which is a Sri Lankan kind of fermented crepe, and they're delicious. I got molds here from my friend Ron in Canada, glass jars for preserving. I got a tagine there. All this kind of stuff is great. I can have all this stuff and have it out where I can remember it, and then all my other kind of cooking gadgets and things like that. Over this side, might seem boring, but this is very, very exciting. We have a proper wash-up area. It's a commercial wash-up area. We have a commercial dishwasher, which means we can do loads of dishes in 60 seconds, which is really cool when you are making a lot of dishes like I do. Sometimes we'll make 3 or 4 videos in a day. So it's super exciting to have that, to be able to kind of punch through dishes really quickly. But that's it. That's the studio setup. I'm super excited to be here, and I'm super grateful that we were able to make this happen. And that it only happens because of you guys watching these videos. I don't take this lightly, and I kind of I take this responsibility very serious. I kind of want to bring this best content that we can to this channel and to the main channel and all the other social media platforms that we're on. And who knows where it will take us, because I guess the world's our oyster at this point. There's no excuse why not. So thanks for watching, legends. We'll see you next week. We'll do another, a simple recipe. Maybe Caitlin will drink a glass of wine if she's drinking. I'm not sure if she's drinking or not at the moment. And chuck some questions in down below if you've got any, and we'll try and get to some of them next week as well. Peace.